Today I want to address the topic of initial exchange offering, or IEO, because they are getting traction in media and people are still asking like, what is this, how it's different from STO or ICO, and what are the new concepts, or where should we invest, etc. So basically, initial exchange offering could be another name for ICO, but the difference is that you gather money not from random people around the world using Ethereum smart contracts, but you actually partner with exchange, which does KYC and which immediately adds your token to trading. So more and more people can actually participate in this process. But if this initial offering sells utility tokens, then it's the same as ICO. And we know what happened to ICO hype. Basically, most of the tokens have traded next to like zero levels. And the reason behind is that utility token is some hybrid instrument that combines a commodity, that combines the function of a currency and the function of a security, of something that pays dividends or allows you to participate in a ownership of some structure. So utility token has all these features, and even though regulators still having problems with distinguishing where it's utility or security, in most cases, if it's used as an investment instrument to build some project, it probably will be a security. So as the CEO of SEC said, that he haven't seen any ICO that didn't sell a security. So be careful when you invest in IEO, because it could be the same as ICO but under different sauce. So, and there are other tactics that now are used by exchanges that are doing IEOs, and these are, for example, that you have to invest in these initial offerings through utility token of an exchange. And as I mentioned before, the utility token of a centralized exchange, it's kind of like a very strange thing by itself. And why they do this? Because when people rush to buy the utility token of an exchange to invest in a particular IEO, then the price of this token, exchange utility token, grows. It could grow significantly. So, and there is another tactic which we saw in the Ethereum world 2 years ago, when companies that promised, funds that promised to gather millions and hundreds of millions of dollars in investment, in particular ICO, they agreed with startups so they wouldn't sell the money that were invested in them. So they hold Ethereum until for a year or for 2 years, according to the agreements, and then obviously when everybody started to sell Ethereum, the price of it crashed. So the same thing can happen with IEO. So if exchange forces you to invest only through the utility token, which I believe doesn't make sense, and then hold these funds for some period of time, that's kind of looks like a financial scheme. And to address the topic of what's the difference between STO and initial exchange offering, is that STO sells securities, even though they could be tokenized, they could be traded on top of some public network, but nevertheless they sell securities. And STO looks very much like IPO. And if you gather a small amount of money from not accredited investors, then it looks like crowdfunding. So actually STO reinvents or implements crowdfunding laws in certain jurisdictions in order for small investors to participate in private equity investment, which makes sense, and I believe it will be growing, and we will see more and more STOs, and we will see more and more platforms, and we will see eventually exchanges that support securities or tokenized securities. Thank you.